Welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Branson Quirk.
I'm Charlie Neff.
Charlie, how's your Monday going?
Hi, going good. Happy post-Easter.
Post-Easter?
Yeah, I think that's a thing.
What'd you do? You were out in Newport, right?
Yeah, I went to my husband's family's house out there. It was such a beautiful day here in California. Apologies to anyone that's not in California and is dealing with snow or terrible weather. But it was beautiful here yesterday in LA, or I guess in Orange County too. And had a really good time. There was an Easter egg hunt.
Nice.
A kid Easter egg hunt, and then an adult Easter egg hunt.
Wow.
One person got the golden egg and won like $100.
Okay, we also had a golden egg.
Oh, okay.
I was in Temecula. Same thing, golden egg. It was like $75 to Trader Joe's.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, forces you to buy groceries and be healthy.
I also brought, speaking of healthy, well, I guess you say unhealthy, I brought a lamb cake to my husband's family's house. It's a cake shaped as a lamb.
Oh, okay.
So cutting into it, I felt like it was cruelty.
Like a sacrifice, like the Bible.
Yeah, it did feel like a sacrifice. Sacrificial lamb.
It's messed up.
Yeah, cake was delicious though.
That's great. Newport, I actually live around there.
Oh, okay.
And I was in Temecula, so I didn't get to enjoy the beautiful beach, but that's okay.
Your girlfriend's in Temecula?
Yeah, I won a Dutch Bros gift card in an egg hunt.
Nice.
I got a Krispy Kreme gift card as well.
What?
$10 a piece. You know, but I actually left them there.
Cool.
So, you know, yeah, it's a good time.
You're not getting
Happy
invited
Easter.
next time. You want too many things.
No, not at all. Well, you know, we were going to talk about Taylor Frankie Paul most of the podcast today, but this is breaking news. Big developments. Obviously, Nancy Guthrie, we've been talking about it. We talked about her this morning.
Yep.
No new updates whatsoever. No new notes coming in. But TMZ, we just received 2 new notes, a couple of new ones. So both are from the same person offering information on the kidnapper. But for the first time, this person is revealing an exact location and claiming that they saw her in Mexico. As we had previously reported, we talked about this before. It was someone who was claiming to know her whereabouts and know the person that did this.
And saw her
And said that if we sent them 1 Bitcoin, that they would reveal this information.
Yeah. How much is 1 Bitcoin?
Right now, I can't say it live, but maybe 67,000.
Okay.
Last time I saw, so hanging around $60,000 to $70,000. So there's a couple new notes. TMZ received the first note Monday morning today. The same day, by the way, that Savannah Guthrie jumped back on the Today Show, made her re-debut, and it's from that person offering to rat out the kidnappers for nearly 2 months now. They say their demand for 1 Bitcoin to, quote, deliver them on a silver platter still stands. Shortly after we talked about the first note on TMZ Live, though, the person sent a second letter saying, quote, I saw her alive with them in the state of Sonora, Mexico. Do you know where Sonora, Mexico is?
It's the border right below where Nancy Guthrie was living.
Okay.
So, I mean, look, that location would make sense geographically to where she could potentially be. But it's kind of interesting because we're believing that this is a person that already has written in the past.
Right.
And the past times, this person said she was dead, said Nancy was no longer with us. And kind of what they're saying now is almost like they know that they saw her alive with them at one point, we're believing. So just kind of some confusion if this person who claims to know or have seen her, if they're trying to say she is alive or she's no longer with us, whatever the case, they are urging somebody to donate or to put money in to this Bitcoin. They're asking for half a Bitcoin now, right?
Half a Bitcoin. But again, suggesting in the first note that Nancy is quote, she is dead.
Right.
We did send this first note to the FBI, but they're not convinced it's a legit note.
Right. Otherwise, the FBI would have just been like, here's, 60,000 or 30,000 or whatever.
Right.
And like try to get the information. Look, the risk is that the FBI loses money and this person is bogus and disappears off the face of the planet.
Right.
But do you take that risk and just contribute or, put the money in just to see if something comes out of this? I mean, like you mentioned, Savannah is back on the Today Show. She returned today. Her mother has been missing for 2 months. 2 months.
February 1st.
There hasn't really been a whole lot of movement. Remember, they kind of found some people who they thought were connected. They both weren't.
Yeah.
They've been released. No one's behind bars right now. They haven't found her body. They really don't have, at least from what we've seen, they don't really have any leads.
Yeah.
It's starting to dip into the cold case basket,
Yeah.
which is so frustrating. So I think if you have nothing else, just give the 60,000 or just give the 30,000. I feel like Savannah is a woman that is wealthy. She herself thinks that it's possible her mother was targeted because of her, because of her fame, because of her wealth. I mean, what is it to the Guthrie family to put in 30 or 60 grand?
What's the principle of it? You know, the USA, they say this, you've heard this in the movies, we don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah.
We don't do it because then it would encourage other terrorists to do the exact same thing, jump on our planes, hold planes for ransom, whatever it is. You can't encourage that behavior. So if we're going to start publicly, here's the thing.
Right.
Publicly, there's no information that they paid anything, right? But like, who knows what went on behind the scenes?
Well, but this person's still writing in, so you
this specific person.
Yeah.
What about the two ransom notes
yeah.
that Savannah believes, and she just talked about this with Hoda, believes are legit?
But those
who
Bitcoin,
knows if she sent money to those
Bitcoin
people?
Accounts are public,
right? And we didn't see money go in or out.
Right.
There's just a lot here, and you know, I'm with you though. I believe that you're going to regret the rest of your life if you did not at least try and send the money to that address. Because think of it. What if they had?
Right.
In those few days, it was shortly after the kidnapping. What if they did and Nancy returned the next week? That's a very hard thing to deal with. I can't even imagine.
And just her returning back to work today with not having any closure.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you go on? That is so challenging to come back to work and try to have a somewhat normal life, but your mom is gone and you have no idea what happened to her.
I had a dream like that recently where I
That your
lost
mom?
somebody.
Oh,
No, it wasn't my mom,
no.
but someone close to me. And like I for that dream, that moment, I felt that in my stomach. I have very vivid dreams. I felt that in my stomach, and that's something that I can't even imagine like living with.
Right.
You know, more so going back to work. It's also important to note this person clearly senses the FBI's disbelief that this person who sent these notes, saying in the first letter, it's, quote, unbelievable that millions have been wasted, and yet here I am willing to deliver them on a silver platter since the 11th of February for a Bitcoin, but I am disregarded as a scam. They are free and the case is frozen, but the egos remain hot when it comes to me. Arrogance at its finest. This person also said that the reason that they're asking for a Bitcoin is because they want to be able to protect themselves in case these people come after them. May that be legal fees, hiding out somewhere for protection because
we also don't
dangerous.
We don't know this person's background, right?
Not
like
at
what
all.
if they are, I'm just throwing it out there, what if they're illegal?
Yeah.
You know, and are scared to give information because they don't want to notify authorities that they're not even allowed to be here, or you know, there could be other factors as to why this person doesn't want to go directly to the FBI.
Yeah.
But the fact that this person wants money, I mean, I would be so open to giving information for free if I had it.
But it's Bitcoin. I get it. Bitcoin's untraceable. That's the one. That's the way to go about this. That's what it would be. But Bitcoin is like the key factor in a scam. Any scam, cryptocurrency,
because it's
scam.
untraceable.
You know what I mean? And this person did try to distance themselves from the kidnapping, had no in any way part
No
of it,
connection.
claiming they've been out of the U.S. for more than 5 years and had nothing to do with this, quote, horrific crime, is what they said.
Yeah.
In the second note, the person claims they're not motivated by greed whatsoever and insists, quote, I want what's fair to live peacefully and want enough to start my life again quietly without having to join a witness protection program. So yeah, that's the question too. Why does this person care so much? But then there's also money.
Right. I mean, look, presumably if this person knows the people that captured Nancy Guthrie and kidnapped her, you probably know some bad people. And if you're in a crew with bad people, you might be a bad person yourself.
If you really want to, whatever you believe, what religion you are, you believe in God, if you're trying to do the right thing here, money doesn't matter here.
No.
Do the right thing.
Right.
And I'm telling you, giving is way more of a blessing than receiving.
Absolutely.
So give this information, like put it to God, you know? Like if you believe in God.
To the person that wrote in, if you are watching our podcast right now, we meaning me and Branson on the TMZ podcast, are encouraging you to just forget the money and just do the right thing and just give it up for free. Just either write into us, post it from an alias on social media or whatever. I mean, I get why people want money. A lot of people are motivated by money.
Well,
but for something like this, just say it.
Right.
Help out a family.
I know. And it's important to note, too, that the reason this person won't come to the table here is because he's worried about the FBI. He doesn't trust them. He doesn't trust their reward whatsoever, and he doesn't trust them at all. I mean, who knows what kind of background this person has, like you said.
Right.
Could be a hardcore criminal back. Could be somebody on the wanted list.
Totally.
For all we know.
Yeah.
So witness protection program could be like, you're going to jail.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going on here, but...
Yeah, crazy. What do you guys think? Should this person give up the information with no money? Do you think they should get their money? Because there is a reward, right?
Yeah, there is a reward. I don't want to say the exact dollar amount because I don't have it right here, but I know that it's more than a whole Bitcoin.
Right.
100% more than a full Bitcoin. So, yeah. All right, well, we will keep you updated on this. The fact that there's new ransom notes coming in, not ransom, but there's new notes coming in, kind of gives me hope a little bit.
Like new interest, maybe closer to solving or at least knowing a little bit what happened.
Like that closure is a blessing.
Absolutely.
Like you need that to move on with your life, So we'll keep you updated tomorrow morning. Hopefully there's something new. Cotton will be on here. But Taylor Frankie Paul.
Yeah, Taylor Frankie Paul.
I'll let you take this a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. She is cutting ties officially with the Mormon Church, which I think is like a little funny because I don't think anyone really thought she was still connected. But obviously remember who she is. She was on the Mormon Wives, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She originally was known for being in this Mormon group of married people that were swingers. They on the show some of them would drink, maybe, I don't know.
Sleep with everyone else's husband.
Get a little promiscuous.
That's the worst thing.
And then also she had some crimes in the past. She had some issues. She had been arrested. Remember, she got dumped by The Bachelorette. She was supposed to be The Bachelorette. They scrapped her season. You think she would just go away and like take some time to herself?
Yeah, and she's not at all.
She is definitely not. It does seem like she's reflecting in some kind of way because she posted a lengthy statement on social media saying, born and raised Mormon, LDS, which means Latter-day Saints, and I'll always have love and respect towards it. I'll even continue to go with my family at times. With that being said, it's time to detach myself from it. I strongly believe in Christ, God, the Bible, the divine. I believe we are loved whether we are praying in a church building or from a bathroom floor at home. I've also experienced grace and love from amazing people that aren't sure what they believe, if at all, and that's okay too. Point being, there is more out there to learn, and I'm writing this out as a release.
So it sounds like to me as a Christian that she is essentially just leaving the organized Mormon church and she's just starting a relationship with God herself. That's what she's not renouncing her beliefs. She's just leaving the building of Mormonism, which is like, there's a lot there if you really take a deep
For sure. And I mean, if you look at her lifestyle, it's not reflective of the LDS community.
100,000%.
So I'm sure this is coming from backlash that she's been getting from maybe other members of the Mormon Church, because the show, let's just go back to the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I can't imagine that any Mormon would like be supportive of that, or, it doesn't really paint a picture of like what they feel represents the Mormon community. It's showing like the bad side, like the naughty Mormon, the, stuff that they don't really want as representation of their church. So already, like, it's not great. But then you have all this other stuff coming out with everything that we've been doing between her and Dakota, that toxic relationship, the video we posted. I mean, I can't imagine that any Mormon would want to be in the same church as her.
Yeah.
Look, at the same time, everyone's working through issues. You can definitely be working through issues and still be in the Mormon church.
Just not when you're on a billboard with the rose in your hand.
Yeah,
maybe
true,
not. Maybe
true.
not. I get it though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better that the Mormon church didn't kick her out. Some part of me thinks that they raised concerns to her, like you said, came to her leadership, said, we want you to remove yourself from the public eye. This is my guess, by the way. They probably asked her to remove herself from the public eye to save, what she's a Mormon. She's putting all this public information out there. And she's very adamant about working. She came out like 2 days later and was like, someone said, why are you on social media? She's like, I have to work, That's her job. So maybe she didn't want to do some of the things that they asked her to do. That's just my opinion.
What's kind of interesting
based on
too,
what I've seen.
When you are leaving the Mormon church, you usually send like an official resignation letter. And then they remove you from like church records. Like it's a whole process.
By the way, Mormon
is
very expensive to be Mormon.
Yeah, definitely. However, they take care of their own.
They do, but like.
So like in my hometown, there is a Mormon church there. And we did have a lot of Mormons in our school. Actually, my very first boyfriend was Mormon.
Oh, wow. Oh, so you know a lot about it.
Yeah, I went to like the church dances. I went to like the church. Actually, I've been to the Mormon church more than I've been to the Catholic church.
Wow.
And I'm Catholic.
Okay.
But what I was going to say, and I don't even know if this is true, but like there was a family a Mormon family, the dad lost his high-paying job. He lost his job and he had this huge family mortgage, bills, cars, whatever that he had to sustain. And the Mormon church stepped in. Again, I don't know if this is true. This is just what I was told. But the Mormon church stepped in and they covered all of the expenses until he got back on his feet.
I believe it. I've seen that.
Like, that's really nice.
That's great.
Yeah, that's like for sure a community that like cares. Look, aside from all the religious stuff, just like having a community where they take care of their own is.
I'll say this too, though. At my church, where I'm from, someone who I don't know how much they gave to the church, because I know at Mormonism it's a finite amount of money. I think it's like 10 to 30%. I think it's 30%. I think it's 30% of your income, and it's like mandatory. The Mormon church, but at my church where it's not mandatory to give, someone had some similar situation like that, and we did the exact same thing, because you don't have to give. We give to you. So just saying. Not trying to say one's better than the other, but I'm just saying that these are organized places, and Mormonism has a leadership behind it where there are rules and all these things. I don't want to get too much into it. Yeah, probably shouldn't.
We could have this debate all day. I will say though, I don't know her at all, but the Mormons that I've never met a Mormon that I didn't like. Always thought they were very nice.
Very nice people.
Very nice.
I love my neighbors who are Mormon. So let's get to the comments before we head out. For the Nancy Guthrie case, Egypt Mania. Cool username.
Yeah.
Today, Savannah goes back to work, and yet another, quote, ransom suddenly appears after how long? Yeah.
I don't find that a coincidence. I think it was very much strike when the iron is hot.
Exactly. You are 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say 100%, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Love M Dog, ridiculous. I think this person is playing us. All the notes. A tad coincidentally shows up today. Is it a case to keep this? Is it to keep this case relevant? Either way, I hope they solve this. Yeah. Same exact thing from the comment before. Bonmo says, give money to evil frauds. I think not. I agree.
Yeah.
That's the hard part here, and it's a very difficult situation that you never ever want to be in. Kimberly, there is $1.2 million in reward. You can be anonymous. Why the Bitcoin, which can be traced? This is all BS. That's the thing. It's $1 million versus 30 grand.
Right.
Why?
Or like, why can't this person tell someone
and have them
on their behalf, and then they can split it?
They might be like, well, then they get investigated, and then they go back to the person.
I don't know.
Because
I feel like there's other creative ways to get around it.
Yeah. Such a hard job. I can't imagine being in the FBI. What a hard gig.
Though I sometimes feel like we're in the FBI here, like as a reporter.
Seriously.
I feel like I'm always undercover, like uncovering different stories and.
No, seriously, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's our comments. If you have more comments, leave them down there. Well, we're here. We'll read them. We always read them, right? I send Charlie the comments sometimes. So, like funny ones. Sometimes even the hate comments. It's kind of funny.
Also, do you guys want me to bring back Today in History? Do you guys want that? Let me know. Sorry I didn't do it today. I didn't have time. But do you guys like it? Let me know. Or should we get rid of that? Tell me.
Our former producer, Wild, was not the biggest fan of Today in
No,
History.
he was not.
I was. I sat right over there and I was like, yes,
Yeah.
every day.
But do you guys care? Let me
Yeah.
know. My feelings won't be hurt.
Yeah.
Let me
Allegedly.
know.
See you later, guys.
Bye.